All my articles can be found at Substack. Check the link below. The man who dies rich dies disgraced. Fritz Thyssen and Hjalmar Schacht bankrolled Hitler and thought it made them safe. Mark Zuckerberg and Bezos are running the same play. I've taken on the arduous and depressing task of dissecting the rise and fall of the Third Reich, and I can't unsee the parallels present among the capitulating business leaders of our time in pre-war Nazi Germany. While there were hundreds of misguided businessmen who were excited about crushing labor unions and wages that Hitler championed, two in particular enabled his ascension the most. They were Fritz Thyssen, the richest industrialist in Germany. He was known as the Steel King. It is no surprise Hitler needed him on his side as he serendipitously, sorry about that, I write better than I talk, built his military. The second was Hjalmar Schacht, the most respected banker in Europe. And this is the same guy who did Germany's entire war budget inside a fake shell company to fool the Allies. His sworn philosophy was that people are easier to lead when you don't tell them the truth. Schacht practiced subterfuge with great skill. Thyssen provided the money. Schacht went around to these rightly nervous CEOs and explained that Hitler is good for business and to get on board. Because of his wealth, Thyssen believed himself untouchable. He even was drawn on magazine covers as a puppet master pulling Hitler's strings. Fast forwarding to today, we have 3 rich men instead of 2 performing the same job for Trump. Let's first cover the immigrant Elon Musk. While Thyssen spread his money over a decade, Musk dropped $288 million in one election. That's not a lesson that we need campaign reform. Is that not a lesson that we need campaign reform now? What did the 2 men receive in return? So far, Musk has become a trillionaire, fed USAID into the wood chipper, and did such a bang-up job that we reduced government spending by $0. He brought a social media platform and posts often, obviously, unreadable. And then comes Mark Zuckerberg, the legitimizer. While Schacht took the institution he ran and delivered for Hitler's means, Zuckerberg arguably took the biggest left turn. His capitulation came when he agreed spreading propaganda was the way forward. On January 7, 2025, Zuckerberg announced on Fox News that fact-checking is over. The video was titled "More Speech and Fewer Mistakes." I only have one word sentence to describe that title: scoff. 2 weeks before the inauguration, Zuckerberg announced he was killing Meta's fact-checking program, and by April 2025, it was gone for good, replaced with the same toothless community notes set up on Musk X. Jeff Bezos, owner of the Washington Post, whose tagline is literally "Democracy dies in darkness," is my biggest offender. The Post was responsible for the reporting on the Watergate scandal, which now seems so trite and inconsequential. He stopped the editors from publishing unflattering things about Trump and even denied the editors from endorsing Kamala. The Nazis had to seize the newspapers by force, but now a phone call suffices. Musk, Zuckerberg, and Bezos are apparently no students of history. Schacht was dismissed for the crime of releasing accurate budget memos. Military spending had grown insane, and he and Reichsbank directors urged Hitler to try to balance the budget. This powerful, incredibly competent man was fired. His reward was accommodations at 3 separate concentration camps. Thyssen objected to the invasion of Poland in 1939 by simply not showing up. He skipped the meeting and sent a disapproving telegram. We had all his property seized, and he also ended up in the camps. It remains to be seen what will happen to the capitulators in America. What bothers me most is what kind of very rich man allows others to dictate his actions. Isn't that the point of being rich? Having that FU money? Shouldn't being a billionaire be fun? Elon clearly enjoyed taking a chainsaw to USAID, cuts that the modeling ties to hundreds of thousands of preventable deaths. But I'm thinking a little bit more wholesome. And I want to build things that people enjoy. I imagine what I can do with that money. Seeing others excited and happy gives me great joy, especially if I'm the cause. What happened to the billionaires like Andrew Carnegie, who said the man who dies rich dies disgraced? He believed surplus wealth is a trust administered for the public good. We can all agree we are well beyond that. So what's wrong with these billionaires? I think the answer lies in a revealing article in The Atlantic by Noah Hawley entitled What I learned about billionaires at Jeff Bezos' private retreat. Hawley attends Bezos' annual invite-only gathering called the Campfire. The through line of the article explains these men perfectly. The richest men on earth have clearly left the word of consequences behind. Their actions are only ever judged by themselves. For the richest men on earth, everything is free and nothing matters. You'll have to read the article yourself for the details of Hawley's conversations with Bezos directly. It should be clear from this article that probably nothing mattered to the Nazi sympathizers either, until it really did. Until you say the wrong thing and find other, rich people trying to push you out. They are decidedly unimpressive. How can real people listen to people who live in bubbles? Either way, we will see how it goes and if the bubble pops.